Polyester Mink Blanket process. Approximate polyester mink blanket process as below: knitting, slitting and examining, stentering and setting, polishing, printing, filtering, steaming, washing, secondary setting, brushing, polishing, polishing and shirring, polishing, polishing and shirring, sewing and packing. 1. Knitting. Raw material must be uniform in the same batch. The knitting craft change depends on pile length, width, and density of final products. No transverse strips, lengthwise strips, oil sludge, long pile, holes, and resin pile on backside is allowed in the knitting process. Mark on each defect point and slit later. 2. Slitting and examining. Be sure of examining all the defects, surface smooth and pile of fabric trimly. 3. Stentering and setting. The stentering machine comes apart into two sections, a sizing unit and a heating unit for setting purpose. Sizing of gray fabric is to prevent the pile from coming out. Heating for setting purpose will reduce the risks of size variation from expansion and contraction. 4. Polishing. This craft varies depending on different fabric. You can make the effects desired by experience. As a general rule, the fabrics are smooth to the touch, giving elasticity. 5. Printing. This craft mainly depends on experience. Also, once mistake be made that is difficult to amend, please avoid the risks of being stained and marked. 6. Filtering. By the way of pressing the dye left on the surface of blanket to permeate inside of blankets, be careful with pressure and make sure of uniformity of dye from surface to inside. 7. Steaming. This process is for fixing the dye. Temperature couldn't be too high. Some certain level must be raised. 8. Washing. You can remove the dye adhering to the yarn surface by this machine to avoid fading while your finished blanket in use. Please add a suitable quantity of additives during washing. 9. Secondary setting. Printed blanket fabric needs secondary setting and heating to avoid all the risks of size variation. 10. Brushing. To spread out the hair on the fabric by brushing machine. Notice, you should brush the hair in the proper direction from the wider end after slitting process. Also, please avoid the risks of brushing the hair into an inactive state. 11. Polishing. Polishing effect vary with craft depending on experience and customers' requirements. 12. Polishing shirring. This process will make the hair at an even level. Be sure to do so at a proper temperature and pressure. Depending on experience, do polishing and shirring process flexibly for several times and make sure the fabric surface should be glossy and smooth to the touch. 13. Sewing and packing. Make sure of knit stitch without distortion and any skip. Stitch distance should be suitable. Requirement for finished blankets: smooth and soft to the touch, neat and even pile, glossy surface.